use media every day. When I wake up in the morning, I get the local newspaper and I read that. And in the evening, I always watch the local news to get the local news information and the local weather and stuff. And then during the evening, and also during the day, sometimes I watch television. I put on the local news channels if there is something going on locally, or if it's nationally or internationally. I turn on CNN or something like that to watch the news for the day. If there's nothing that's necessarily going on, I may watch it for the stock market or something like that, but if there's anything going on, then I watch other things on television like Animal Planet or the Food Network. And sometimes evenings I like to watch comedy sitcoms if they're on. And of course, if we get some magazines in several times a month, and I read through different magazines. Better Homes and Gardens for me, and we get a couple car magazines that come in, and like a gardening magazine. So when they come in, I read through those. And of course, if we're out for doctor's appointments or taking someone to an appointment, there's always magazines around, and I always flip through those to read through those, just while I'm waiting to see what's going on. And then, of course, when I'm in the checkout line, I always pick up a magazine because the lines are always extremely long, and that's what I do to pass my time. I read a magazine while I'm waiting in line until it's my turn to empty my cart. So I guess I'm reading magazines more often than I thought. Radio I have on all the time. I wake up to it in the morning. I listen to it. Actually, I put on videos on television when I'm getting ready for work. I don't watch it, I listen to it. I have it on in the car all the time. I have it on at work as background. I have it on when I come home while I'm getting supper ready. So it's always on. I'll put my MP3 player on if I'm outside working. So I guess it's not radio. It's more of controlled. But I think radio is probably the thing I have on the most, the thing that I do the most. And books, I love books. I love to read. I probably read more often through the winter because in the summertime, of course, we all went outside, but in western Pennsylvania, in the winter, I can probably read maybe a book a month. Many different type of books. I kind of go for more of the spiritual one, meaning of life books. But yeah, I'm always trying to fit in. I always carry a book with me if I do have to take somebody to a doctor's appointment or something. I tend to want to read my book, then pick up a magazine.
As soon as I wake up, I like to get a healthy dose of news as a form of media. I like to know what's going on around the world. I use a lot of books for school. Right now I'm reading The Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama. Favorite magazine of mine is Newsweek. It's another form of media I like to use to find out about world affairs, what's happening in the country. The biggest form of media I probably have is the iPod. It's used every day in my car. It's a big part of my day. So, for my economics class, our professor makes us read the New York Times every day. So we are up to date with all of the business information. Another part of my day is the phone. Cell phones, I think, is a big deal in anyone's life. Can save you in an emergency. People are allowed to. There's a lot more contact. When I think of media, I think of it as a source of information rather than something that's influencing my day. Like, today I found out on the radio that my favorite band, Narkill, is they're playing Mr. Smalls this weekend. Now, I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't listening to the radio. Another source of media is probably the books I use for school. One book is the Dalai Lama's book, The Art of Happiness, and I'm also using a political science handbook, and that's my major. And we also use the New York Times as a pretty reputable source of information. I usually watch CNN before I go to bed, or in the morning when I wake up if I have time before class. The cell phone's a pretty big deal in my day. I mean, the cell phones helped a lot of people contact with each other a lot better. You can play music on it. You can check the weather on it. I also have internet access, Facebook, Twitter. I even use my cell phone as a GPS to find out where I should be headed. Usually every Sunday I tune in to watch Desperate Housewives. It's a big favorite of mine. I also tune in every Wednesday to watch Reno 911. I mean, television becomes a big deal in my day if you're like looking forward to watching this form of media. The other day I went to the movie theater. I saw the movie Knowing with Nicolas Cage. That movie is about like the end of the world, so that form of media really changed my thinking of like, why are we here? And I think it's interesting how media can change your way of thinking. One thing that I really find interesting about newspapers is the part of the classifieds. I mean, the other day I was looking for a new quad, and I could just open my newspaper up and look in the classifieds, and like there you are. There's a whole list of quads that I could buy. I mean, that form of media just gave me a lot of options on like what kind of quad I was looking for, what price, all that. I mean, I was like, word, yeah. Another form of media that comes to mind that might influence my day is the billboard. The other day I was driving through West Mayfield and I saw a billboard for sheets that they had $4 footlongs and $2 6-inches, and I was hungry, so that form of media helped me find my way to my destination, and it was just something that really helped my day out. Yeah.